Hey, you can't be here. This is a restricted area. If you need to make a statement, Officer Williams will be able to take it for you. If you aren't here for that, then I'm going to have to ask you to leave. You don't belong in this kind of place right now. The chief sent you. I'm going to need some identification, please. You're the detective that Kaplan requested. Uh, sorry about that. I didn't know you would be here, and you're in your casual clothes, so I just assumed. I thought you weren't supposed to be here until the morning. The chief called and you were in the area. I guess it was a good thing that she did. Sorry she called you so late into the night, though. She doesn't mess around with these kinds of things. Right, I'm Officer Silas Cadell. I'm the investigating officer for the Shrike case after Officer Hansley had to retire from an unforeseen accident. I'll be the one working with you on the case until we catch the killer. Nice to meet you. Well, it's nice to meet you, but I wish it were under a different circumstance. Not that I don't want you here. I'm not making this any better for myself, am I? Yeah, I can walk you through what we found. The victim's name is James Hashmi, 24. Until we get an autopsy report to confirm, I'd say he has at least 2 or 3 broken bones in each limb, along with slash marks on his side. Apparently he's had a past criminal record on file, but they were just petty crimes from high school. According to his sister, he was supposed to be coming home from work some hours ago. When she got here to check up on him, he fell to the ground from up there. Ironic, seeing as how he works for the ON Roofing. Well, he used to work. Obviously, he doesn't work there anymore. Sorry. His coworkers say that he never left the building, even though he had clocked out about half an hour after his shift, and his sister saw him fall to the ground when she was getting out of the car. The poor girl. She's going to have nightmares for the rest of her life. Yeah, someone's looking at the recent security footage as we speak. Hopefully that will be able to tell us what led to his death. Although, I think I speak for everyone here when I say that I have a feeling I already know what happened. Forensics found a bloody feather in his shirt pocket. If I had to guess, I'd say it's from a cardinal. They're everywhere around here. I'm not sure, but I do know that this is Shrike's trademark. That's probably why Kaplan called you. She had to leave because her kid had an emergency, but when she found out about the feather, she most likely wanted you here to help. I know you weren't supposed to come in until tomorrow, but I suppose that doesn't really matter anymore since you're here now. Such is the life of a detective, I suppose. What's wrong? His shoe. Yeah, he's missing one. We assume he lost it in a scuffle with Shrike. I guess. I mean, we couldn't find it anywhere around here. You think it's on the roof. How would he have even gone up there when there's no way up? The roof's covered in solar panels. It would have made more sense if he was pushed from the second-story window. I mean, the window was open when he fell, so we can't rule that out. Of course, I'm not trying to shoot you down. I'm just saying that it's very unlikely that they were up there. You're the detective. Not funny, detective. I don't know what you would even do if you were mad at me before you even started your first day on the station. The last thing I want is for us to not get along. It would just make it that much harder to solve this. Yeah, and I'll get someone to send the forensics to see if there's anything up there. In the meantime, I need to get this stuff to the station to be analyzed. Did you need a ride back? I didn't see you pull up in a car. To the station? Yeah, I can do that. Come on, my car's over here. Alright, seatbelts on, and we can be on our way. So, where are you from? I know Kaplan said that she requested someone more adept in this sort of field, but she never said from where. Yeesh, that's pretty far away. Sorry you had to be dragged all the way out here. This isn't exactly the most popular town in Missouri. We aren't the smallest, but we are definitely not the biggest either. Me? I grew up here in Blankwood. It's pretty much all I've ever known my entire life. Well, what's the reason you became a detective? I wanted to help people when they couldn't help themselves. I mean, I still do. Same reason you want to become what you are. Have I worked on a case like this? No, actually. This is the only case I've been a part of that's about a serial killer. It's been kind of scary. Usually I was put up with civil cases like break-ins. If I'm being honest, I wasn't expecting Kaplan to put me on this one. When I asked her why, she told me that I was one of the only people that still showed interest in it after what happened with Hansley. She said that being invested is just as important as having experience or skill. Well, before Hansley was put on the case, it was Officer Harlow. Harlow wasn't even in charge of the case for 2 months before he was killed. Although, I'm starting to think that it was a murder after what happened with Hansley. She can barely remember what happened, but she managed to get away before things got worse. She was on call before she got sent to some warehouse. Someone called the station saying that there was someone else wandering in there with them. Long story short, some equipment fell on her, and she only managed to lose a leg. You want to know about the other victims? I can tell you what I can remember from the files. I practically memorized them with how many times I've read them over. The first victim was about 7 months ago, a woman named Amaria. She was a 23-year-old teacher at a primary school, and got along with pretty much everyone. She was really smart too. She was found mangled in the school parking lot. Her arms and legs were broken, and there were slash marks all over her. Yeah, I actually went to high school with her. She was in my algebra class. I think our teacher's name was Mr. Greenfield. Right. The next victim was an elderly man, Arthur something. His caretaker reported him missing when he wasn't there for a morning routine or the following night. A few days later, they found him in an alleyway next to a gas station, hidden away behind the dumpster with a feather in his pocket. I don't He wasn't really well known in the community that much. Not to mention, it didn't quite match the pattern that Shrike now has. Shrike's typical victims are younger, around 23 or 24. Maybe it was just a fluke or something. He saw something that he wasn't supposed to see. A lot of murders end up like that. Yeah, Shrike has a pattern. Well, it's more like most of the victims have something in common, but I can tell you about that in a minute. The third victim was a woman named Sophia Lambert, a clerk at a counseling center. Apparently, she had recently moved away from her parents at the time and was living by herself. She was fairly new to town and didn't really know anyone. We haven't really found any direct connections between her and the killer. As far as we can tell, no one knew her well enough to have a formidable motive. Her coworkers said that she was really nice, if not a bit reserved. The fourth victim was Oliver Cassidy, 24. He worked for the IT company before he was killed. He was found near an auto repair shop, limbs broken and body mangled. His fiancée was devastated. They had a kid on the way and she was just left to fend for both herself and the baby. I think she was recently in the hospital with them. We've been trying to keep tabs on the family members of the victims. Make sure they weren't a target as well. Yeah, James is the fifth one. His sister saw him fall to the ground, probably already dead. I wanted to wait a day or so before questioning her. She's been through a lot tonight, and she wouldn't be in her right mind if I started asking questions immediately. I mean, if you just saw your only sibling fall from the sky with a mangled body, wouldn't you be freaked out? I know I'd be. Exactly. She just needs some time to get over the shock. Hounding her with questions would only make things worse for both us and her. We don't need inaccurate answers. Any suspects? Well, we have one, but we've been checking him for so long, I doubt he's the killer. His name is Jackson Alder, about the same age as most of the victims. The reason he was made a suspect was that he is quite literally the only connection between the victims. He went to high school with Amira, his best friend, and his ex. Sophia was a co-worker of his, and Oliver went to college with him. No, I have yet to see if James is connected to him. If he is, I'm not sure if that would help the case or make it more puzzling. Well, Jackson has alibis for most of the murders. If all the victims were connected to him, then I honestly wouldn't know what to think. We keep tabs on him just in case, but right now, the evidence wouldn't really add up. That, or he's going to be another victim. Talk to him? Are you sure that would be a good idea? He's already had so many people question him. Each time he gives the same answer. What makes you think that yours would be any different? He'd be questioned by you. Okay, you can try, but I don't think he'd be too happy though. When do you want to go? First thing in the morning. Of course. I have a bad feeling that this is going to be a habit.